I can tell within 5 minutes of meeting someone if they're going to build a massive company or stay as an employee forever. It has nothing to do with IQ or how much passion they have. Passions fade. I look for something deeper. I look for damage. I've been a founder for 10 years and I've listened to hundreds of other founder stories, and I've realized the best entrepreneurs have 4 hidden traits in common. If you have 3 out of these 4 traits, you will become a founder eventually. I can guarantee it. You are not employable. You'll want to be your own boss eventually. Let's see if you have them. Sign number 1, you moved a lot as a kid. I'm talking 3, 4, 5 times even before high school. Maybe you're a child of an immigrant. Maybe you are Army brat. And maybe your parents had to move a lot to make ends meet. Why does this matter? It turns out 46% of Fortune 500 companies are created by children of immigrants who moved a lot. Because while other kids were building 10-year relationship in the same neighborhood, you were being dropped in brand new environments and told to survive. You had to learn the social rules and make new friends on day 1 at new schools. You had to learn how to be alone. You had to be creative to entertain yourself because your parents are working nonstop to survive. Psychologists call this high adaptability. I call it founder training, because it helps you to develop mentality that if you were dropped in any environment, you can survive. And in fact, if it's the same environment, your creativity gets too boring and you'll always be looking for new things. That's a recipe for being a founder. Number 2, and this is the one no one wants to talk about, you have a chip on your shoulder. People love to say they're driven by passion or changing the world. That's cute. But the most successful founders I know, they're driven by a ghost. Maybe it's a parent that never said you're good enough. Maybe you were bullied or rejected. Maybe you grew up poor and never want to feel that way again. There's a deep underlying desire to prove them wrong. I used to think this was unhealthy and I went to therapy for it. But then I realized when your startup is dying and it certainly almost will die, and logic is telling you to quit, the only thing that helps you to keep going when it hurts and when others think you're wrong is your need to prove them wrong. That dark engine is the only thing that will keep you going when the tank is empty. Do you have that? Sign number 3, you're secretly a bad employee. Not because you're lazy, but because you're conflict avoidant when it comes to authority. This sounds backwards, right? Founders are supposed to be bold. But hear me out. When you have a disagreement with your boss or when they give you negative feedback, most people just brush it off. But you spend days thinking about it, you ruminate on it, it ruins your weekend, you can't fall asleep because of it. You hate the politics, you hate managing up. It's physically painful for you to have to wake up every day and listen to somebody you don't respect. That doesn't mean you're weak, it just means that eventually you're gonna figure out you are meant to be a founder and you're gonna wanna quit your job and switch careers. It's guaranteed. Finally, number 4, you're bad on paper, but you're dangerous in a room. If we looked at your grades or your resume, they seem average. Maybe you didn't go to Ivy League, but when you're put in a group of 50 and you're told to do one task that everyone has the same opportunity to do, you excel at it and you beat everybody else. It's like that scene in Pursuit of Happiness when Will Smith solves the Rubik's Cube, even though he has no degree and he's surrounded by a room of highly educated bankers. Founders are often not the ones that are getting straight A's. They're the kids that figured out how to sell candy in the hallway. If you as an adult feel like your credentials don't match your capability, that's a strong sign that eventually you will quit and become a founder of your own. So let's look at the scoreboard. You survived the chaos as a kid. You have a chip on your shoulder to prove yourself. You physically hate losing autonomy. You execute better than you take tests. If you're nodding to 3 out of these 4, I can guarantee eventually you'll figure out you're meant to be a founder. So stop lying to yourself and start working. I talk about the psychology of building companies every single week. If you're one of us, hit the subscribe button because we have a lot to do. Now let's go build something.